I'm Smith, and this is my most requested live Ask Anything chat. My new song is called Run, and before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much to Romeo and iHeartRadio for having me on the show again tonight. I am thrilled to be here, so let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start with a hardball question. From Titusville, Florida, Brian asks, will we ever get to see what you look like? The simple answer to that question is yes, you will. Absolutely. Because I definitely want to tour, and do all that kind of fun stuff. So, for sure. Lewis from Seattle, Washington asks, what's your favorite candy? Lewis, I'll eat anything with chocolate, anything at all. But to name like a few popular ones, I like a good Kit Kat, Hershey with almonds bar, Nestle Crunch, a whatchamacallit, a Twix, peanut M&Ms, plain M&Ms, a Snickers. Yeah, anything with chocolate, I'm in for. Okay, Julia from Toronto, Ontario asks, what was your first job? Well, first of all, Julia, I have been to Toronto and I love it there. It's such a great city, and hopefully I get to come back soon. And my first job was a babysitter, but officially it was a lifeguard. I love this next question, especially if it actually gets printed. Bev from Buffalo, New York asks, can you give me a senior quote for my yearbook? Probably not a great one, but I'll give you a couple. The first one is, it doesn't have to be brilliant, just true. Second one, I didn't know myself. Third, two things can be true at once. And the last one I can't fully say probably, so you can fill in the blank. There's a fine line between fair and beep. Okay, Kelsey from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania asks, did you pass your driver's test the first time? Kelsey, I did. I passed it the first time. And not only did I pass it, I passed it in a blizzard, which makes me sound really cool theoretically, but in reality, nobody was on the road. So it was like super easy. I had to parallel park with like a big wide snowy street, nobody on it. I just went really slowly and yeah, passed it the first time. Victoria from St. Louis, Missouri asks, what's the first channel you go to when you turn the TV on? Well, I don't really, most of the TV watching I watch on my iPad, I don't really turn my TV on in that kind of way very often, but when I do, I usually will have like a movie channel on. I love movies. Or I will turn on this channel called Soundscapes, which plays like calming, peaceful music. So it's just kind of nice to have on in the background. So like one of those would be the first ones I'd go to. Rachel from Louisville, Kentucky, you're asking if you could add a music celebrity to Mount Rushmore, who would it be and why? Well, first of all, I don't think there's any on there right now. And there's only 4 spots. That's not really enough. Like we need like a range, a mountain range for me to answer that because there's just too many greats. Like it's hard to even like narrow it down like that. So I don't know. I can't answer that question. It's just too hard. Oh, this is a funny question that I actually have an answer to. Allie from Kansas City, Missouri asks, if you had to make up a fake name to use, what would it be? I have 2. The first one is Lux, like Lux, Ocean. Lux Ocean. Isn't that pretty? Has a ring to it. And the second one is Lily Burlington. That was sort of given to me. Okay, here's an easy one. Lisa from Raleigh, North Carolina asks, who cut your hair? Becky. Okay, Natalie from Welland, Ontario asks a nearly impossible question. She says, what is your favorite song that is not yours? I have so many. I don't really have like a favorite, so I have to think of this in terms of like desert island. Like, what song could I potentially hear over and over and over for a long period of time? And I think I narrowed it down to two, either Human Nature by Michael Jackson, or In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel. Probably one of those. Okay, here's a question from Omaha, Nebraska. Adam asks, what are your favorite shoes to wear every day? I wear Asics every day. They are running shoes, and I am not a runner. Austin from Daytona Beach, Florida wants to know, what was the last family vacation you went on, and did you travel a lot as a kid? The last family vacation I went on was like 2 months ago, and it was to Highlands, North Carolina, and I would recommend going there because it's beautiful. And kind of as a kid, I guess regular, like a regular amount. Wow, this is a really great question. Bella from New Orleans, Louisiana asks, what's the best advice that a music lyric has ever given you? There are so many that have given me so much great advice. But like, I guess one that like pops in my head is by an artist named Ani DeFranco, who is actually based, I think, in New Orleans. And she has a song called Hour Follows Hour that has a line in it that says, "You wouldn't try to put the ocean in a paper cup." And I don't know, that just always really resonated with me. I love that line, love that lyric. Will from Statham, Georgia asks, have you ever been vocally trained or are you self taught? I would say more self taught. I took vocal lessons like when I was like young in junior high, but past that, I'm just, you know, I'm not that trained. Okay, this is a question from Cleveland, Ohio. Kim asks, do you listen to podcasts? Kim, I would love to tell you that I listen to like really smart podcasts about really smart things, and I'd like to name those things, but I don't. Um, I actually spend so much time like making music, and that when I'm off, I usually want to like watch a movie or a show or something like that. So, and then if I'm working out, I usually am listening to music. So maybe sometimes like I have listened to them like if I'm on a trip or traveling or doing something like that. But in general, truthfully, not so much. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my Ask Anything chat with Romeo and Most Requested Live. This was so much fun. My new song is called Run, and I hope you all love it.